Hello and welcome to another video presented by John Pearson for the Villages Theater Company. What I want to do today is talk about some advanced skills on the ETC Color Source 40. So let me kind of go back to square one, which is the grid mode. And we've talked a little bit about selection, but I'm going to show you another method for selection and then add some special effects, and last but not least, save them to a playback button. So in this case, I'm going to go use the quick select under the controls. And there's a couple of different ways to do this, but for the most part, each of these is kind of grid oriented, these arrows. And you'll notice it found 3 fixtures with that button, 3 more fixtures, 4 fixtures with that button, 3 more fixtures with that button, and lastly 3 more fixtures with that button. That's a little quicker than clicking on 16 different buttons. Now if I go back to the control button, I'm going to next go into the Effects tab. And we're on the Color tab, and I'm going to demonstrate adding a rainbow effect. Now when I click the rainbow effect, you'll notice a little icon that shows up over here on the right hand side, and you'll notice that each of the selected buttons are now slowly changing hue as they go throughout the rainbow. Now let me go ahead and bring up the display so we can see in real time what's going on. And you'll notice it's slowly but surely working its way through the rainbow, and all 16 of these fixtures are in sync with one another, and the rainbow is moving through the blues, the violets, and magentas, and we're going to cycle back around to reds here in just a little while. So that may not be the exact effect that you're looking for, so there are some parameters that you can use to control this. Now the first one, called depth, really has to do with intensity. So if you think of it like this, that you're going from 0 to 255 on the depth amount, and you wanted to reduce the intensity. If you move your mouse into here and hold down the left mouse button, it'll turn into an arrow, and you can drag down and it will lower that number or bring it back up at full intensity. I'm going to leave that at full intensity. Now speed is obvious, but I will show this. I'm going to raise that number, and I'm going to bring it around to the visual, and you'll notice that the rainbow is now changing more rapidly. But again, they're all in sync with one another. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So let's go ahead and bring that back down just a little bit. We'll leave it about 40, something in there. And next we're going to talk about the fan concept. And the fan concept was initially set at 0. And I'm going to bring it up to about 25 or 25. And let's take a look at what that's doing. We just messed up our synchronization. And the synchronization before, all of them were changing red at the same time, green at the same time, blue at the same time. And what we're doing now is we're fanning that as we go across the screen. And you can almost see the colors becoming what would be called a chase or a sequence, where the colors move left to right as they change. If you follow one of the colors, like green across the screen, and then it comes back again and it works its way green across the screen. Kind of a neat effect. And if you look at what's happening on the DMX down here, it's really interesting to see the graphing of what that particular effect is. So we've got the fan mode. Now chroma, this is one that I probably would never use, but I'm going to go ahead and show it. If I bring the chroma way up, basically it's saying we're just going to go to red, green, blue. Red, green, blue. Bring this back up. We don't care about anything in between that spectrum. We're just going red, green, blue. So it's a RGB, nothing in between. Not my cup of tea. I'm going to bring that back down. and we'll leave it at 0. So I kind of like this, and I kind of like what it's doing. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to go to each of these sliders that we have, and I'm going to bring each of these sliders up to full intensity. And I'll get there. Since I like that effect so much, I'm going to come right back down here, test it one more time, taking a look at it. I really like that effect. I like what it looks like. So I'm going to come in one more time. I'm going to go to Record Edit. Let's start that again. Now you'll see that 36 and 37 haven't been used. And I'm going to go ahead and bump 36, go back to playback mode, and 36 is now showing. I'm going to clear all the DMX out of this controller. And I'm going to go back and see what our display looks like. And the answer is nothing. All right, so let's go right back into here and let's bring up slider number 36. And next, let's go back over to here and see what it looks like. And you'll see that it saved that beautiful rainbow effect that goes across the screen. And that one I think kind of would be a neat one. It's a little wild, but it would have some kind of purpose maybe along the line. So today we talked a little bit about how to add an effect. You can remove effects and so forth. But for now, that's an added feature to how to utilize the color source board.